You know things are rough when the most memorable part of your career is being dragged online before your movie even hits theaters. Rachel Zegler went from Disney's handpicked Snow White to the poster child for everything people loathe about modern Hollywood. And somehow, every time she speaks, it just makes things worse. What was supposed to be the rise of a new star became one of the most jaw dropping Hollywood meltdowns in recent memory. And here's the kicker: no one had to cancel her. She did it all on her own, with confidence, controversy, and a whole lot of cringe. So, how did Rachel Zegler go from Spielberg's breakout star to Disney's biggest PR disaster? Because this wasn't just a misstep, this was a spectacular self sabotage. And while it might sound harsh to say it's satisfying, a lot of people seem to think it is. So, is it her fault? Disney's? Or a mix of both? Let's break it all down. Before the drama, before the memes, before the internet collectively gave up on Rachel Zegler, she was just another theater nerd from New Jersey. Born in 2001 to Colombian and Polish parents, she was the kid belting out Wicked in the cafeteria like it was Broadway. And to be fair, the talent was real. She could sing, act, and probably list every character in Harry Potter by house. Then came her big shot. In 2018, Steven Spielberg started casting for his remake of West Side Story. Out of 30,000 hopefuls, Rachel, a total unknown, landed the lead role of Maria. It should have launched a blockbuster career, and for a moment, it looked like it would. Critics loved her. She was everywhere: red carpets, interviews, glowing headlines. She was being hyped up as the next Anne Hathaway. But then, she started talking. The first warning sign didn't come in a tabloid or interview. It came straight from Rachel's own Instagram. When she didn't get invited to the 94th Academy Awards, she posted about it, not quietly, but like she'd been personally wronged. She didn't just share her disappointment. She called out the Academy like it was some personal betrayal, and it worked. Not only did they invite her, they gave her a presenting slot, not because she earned it, because she complained loud enough. That's not empowerment. That's entitlement. And from that point on, people started to realize maybe she wasn't ready for all this attention. After West Side Story, her next gig was Shazam 2, a sequel nobody was really asking for. And when asked why she joined the cast, Rachel said, "I needed a job. I'm being so serious." Yes, she actually said that during the press tour. Like, you're not bussing tables, you're in a major superhero movie. Maybe act like you care? The movie flopped. But most people didn't blame the story. They blamed how it was promoted. But the real unraveling began with Snow White. In 2021, Disney announced Rachel as their new Snow White, the face of their entire princess brand. It was massive, a legacy role, and somehow she wrecked it before a single trailer dropped. Instead of embracing the original, Rachel went full critique mode. She called the prince creepy, said Snow White wouldn't dream about love anymore, but about being a boss. "We wrote a Snow White who's not going to be saved by the prince. She's not thinking about true love. She's dreaming of becoming the leader she knows she can be." Now, that message might have landed better if it hadn't come off like a sarcastic BuzzFeed on feminism. She said it was for modern audiences. Translation: if you love the classic, this movie's not for you. Cue the internet backlash. Widespread backlash. Even people who normally defend progressive reboots weren't buying it. She came off smug, dismissive, detached from the legacy she was supposed to honor. This wasn't just a bad interview, this was a PR implosion. Parents, casual fans, even longtime Disney lovers were confused and angry because that infamous red carpet clip, where she essentially laughs off the original story, became viral for all the wrong reasons. This wasn't bold. This was tone deaf with a mic. And the worst part, she seemed to be enjoying the chaos. Well, yes, I absolutely am. Rachel might have been cool with the backlash, but Disney wasn't. They hit the brakes, pushed the release date back a whole year, brought in crisis PR, tried to script her future interviews, and begged her, just stop talking. But she didn't. At peak backlash, Rachel gave a now infamous interview comparing herself to the Winged Victory statue at the Louvre. The Winged Victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. I hope they do the same for me. It was unintentionally hilarious and totally backfired. Because, spoiler, nobody lined up. It gets worse. Her self-awareness was gone. She even filmed herself clapping alone in a theater, watching her own name in the credits. Like it was opening night on Broadway. It wasn't uplifting. It was awkward. The internet turned her into a meme. And just when you thought it couldn't get more chaotic, she posted about the Israel-Palestine conflict, right in the middle of Disney's marketing for a family movie. And sure, everyone has a right to speak up. But when you're repping one of the most iconic kids' brands on earth, timing matters. Disney didn't get a princess. They got a political firestorm. Cue full-on corporate meltdown. So Disney stepped in, assigned her a PR handler. Producer Mark Platt personally asked her to take down the post. She refused. Because in Rachel's world, a billion-dollar studio should adapt to her politics, not the other way around. And just when it felt like the chaos peaked, the movie came out and bombed. Rotten Tomatoes, low 30s. IMDb, 2 out of 10. The audience reviews were brutal. This wasn't just a flop. It was an extinction-level event. Disney pulled the plug on other remakes. Rapunzel got scrapped. And Rachel ghosted. She didn't just kill a movie. She may have ended the whole genre. After the blowback, Rachel admitted she had to start anxiety medication and lean on therapy to cope with the fallout. She said she wasn't trying to play the victim, but then described being Snow White as borderline traumatic. If I'm going to wear a princess dress for 18 hours, I should be paid for every hour it streams online. Imagine getting paid millions to wear a costume and still making it sound like oppression. From out of touch to just out of sync. Even her co-stars kept their distance. Andrew Burnap, who played the prince, quietly stepped back, and insiders blamed her for the movie's failure. No one in Hollywood wanted to touch her. She went from the next big thing to persona non grata faster than you can say media meltdown. Her next move? A theater role in Evita on the West End. Respectable? Sure, but a far cry from the Hollywood spotlight. No studios, no big budget deals, just vibes and second chances. Rachel Zegler didn't just fumble a career-defining role, she blew it up, live and in public. She had talent. Spielberg in her corner, a Disney crown. And she lost it all trying to be a symbol, not a star. This wasn't a sad accident. It was a front-row lesson in how to turn gold into rubble. Is Rachel Zegler just a misunderstood trailblazer or background noise in a film nobody's revisiting? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.